talking about death.
Well, it's like, you know, there's been a lot of memes made from you on the internet. One of them is the 1001 Ways to Die, right? One of my favorites is the One Does Not Simply, and then replacing Walk No Mordor, and then Winter is Coming. Like, were you aware? Let's talk about the deaths ones. You know, as the deaths started to rack up, how did you start to become aware of this, like, behind the scenes sort of people counting down your deaths?
Not really, no. Not since someone brought it to my attention. No.
Yeah.
And then I guess there was a video made, and they said that I died the most. I was the one who died the most in films. And then they said I wasn't. Then they said Christopher Lee was recently.
Oh.
Which I find quite hard to believe.
Because you worked with it?
I was leading, and unless Christopher Lee's been resurrected.
Too soon. Are you, it's now it's become a you didn't care about it at all, now maybe it's a little mild competition.
Yeah, maybe I'm getting a bit pissed off.
You're going to have to start taking some other roles and just have death.
Yeah, exactly, just carry on the trend.
Amazing, thank you. Hey.
Do you have a favorite recollection from the set of Caravaggio, or any memories of working with Derek Jarman specifically?
Yes, I do. I have very kind of vivid and fond memories of working with Derek. He was an incredible filmmaker, and I met him in Charing Cross Road in London for my kind of interview for him for Caravaggio, and he was just an incredible individual with imagination. He was curious. I was inquisitive as to what he was interested in and what he wanted to portray on screen. And he was just different, and he experimented, and he was avant-garde. He really kind of asked a lot of questions, and that was an incredible experience to work with him, and to work with the other characters involved, like Tilda Swinton and Nigel Terry at the time. And I was only pretty young, early in my career, so it left a big impression on me. Just his independent thought, he didn't conform to any kind of film, kind of theatrical standards. He made the story he wanted to make, and he was out there, he really was cutting edge. And it was scary and dangerous, and that's why I'll never forget it. He was an incredible man, An incredible film, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Awesome, thanks. Over here.
Hi, Sean. Out of all the characters who have met their demise that you've played, is there one that you wish would have had a longer story, or you would have liked to have played longer?
Yeah, probably all of them.
You get paid the longer you're in something, right?
I think, I guess with Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, I suppose, but I mean, there was nothing, you can really do about that, because the writers said that I must die at some point, and that's what I did. You can't really kind of change Tolkien's writing just because I want to be in the films a bit longer. Yeah, there are roles that I think, like, oh, we should have been in it a bit longer, and but then again, some of the directors and producers think, I wish we hadn't killed him off so early, so...
Yeah.
So it's your fault.
Back at you. What if they had changed the entire plot line of Lord of the Rings just so you could have stayed in it a little longer? We would have taken it. We would have accepted that. Awesome, thanks. Hey.
At least you can get on with other jobs, you think, well, okay, no, I'm working, get killed off, maybe I can do something else now.
Get killed off again and rack up the numbers, you know what I mean?
Like football managers again. They go to one job, then they get fired, then they go to another, they still get paid for it.
There you go.
Sorry.
What do you think that Boromir would have done with the ring if he stole it from Frodo?
This is the segue. This is if Boromir lived.
Yeah.
Where would you go?
I think at that moment in time, he probably wouldn't have used it very well. I can't imagine the state he was in. I don't think it would have been it would have been a very good thing for anybody, really. Because I think he was under a spell. I think he was in a kind of trance, and, quite an evil kind of way. So I don't think it would have been good for him to have it. It might be good because I'd have been in the next 2 films. But I don't know what I'm doing with it.
Had you been a fan? We talked a little bit about Bond, but had you read the stories beforehand? Like, been a